ESPN reporting that Stephanie White is the new head coach for the Indiana Fever. She just left the Connecticut Sun. She's a former Fever player, also was an assistant coach for the team in the past. And if you remember, she was also just a standout at Purdue when she played for Purdue a number of years ago. And she was also one of the names people had been talking about as a potential new head coach for the Indiana
Fever's new head coach, Stephanie White, recently shocked the WNBA with a shocking ruling concerning Nalyssa Smith. And it was long overdue, let's face it. Additionally, we didn't see any action from free agents like Erica Wheeler, Kelsey Mitchell, and others. One player, though, makes us wonder if she will even be on the team the next season. Nalyssa Smith posted a good comment regarding Stephanie White's hiring. As everyone is aware, Caitlin Clark caught on like a wildfire, essentially bringing the entire squad into the spotlight and inspiring supporters to dream for a postseason run. There's no denying that Caitlin Clark is acting beyond her years. However, they failed to qualify for the playoffs despite Clark's game-changing performances and an endless supply of highlight reels. To be clear, Clark's incredible talent was not the reason for that failure. Rather, some of her colleagues seemed more interested in playing invisible defense than making a real contribution to the team. She has, in my opinion, been awful for the majority of the season. Dejanay Carrington, please release Nalyssa Smith immediately. I won't knock her down, as if she tweets freely. The players were coasting, assuming no responsibility and seeing their effort deplete more quickly than a lead balloon. When Stephanie White did turn up, however, she made the decision that she wasn't here to take care of mediocrity. So she decided enough was enough after seeing Nalyssa Smith's performance, which was uninspired, unconcerned, and just unimpressive. She was determined not to allow Clark's hard work be wasted due to teammates who were unable to keep up. Nalyssa Smith has bid adieu in public, because Stephanie White is a no-nonsense, all-business boss who knows precisely what she wants. And because her team is so focused on winning that they will fire anyone who doesn't give it their all. You might as well start packing your bags if you're not giving it your all every single day. She advocated for equal opportunity for men and women. I don't think I would have gotten that chance at Iowa if it weren't for her and the way she advocated for women's sports. White did not step in to watch over children or put out flames. She arrived with a clear vision, a team that was motivated by unwavering determination, unrelenting energy, and a fierce will to succeed. Is your game unstable or inconsistent? Yes, she will not put up with it for a moment. Furthermore, don't even consider hiding behind your talent. She will not be influenced by a dazzling highlight reel. White raised the standards so high that it is absurd to consider taking shortcuts. She believes that the Fever's success depends on a complete, all-hands-on-deck dedication to the game rather than on any one star or spectacular moment. If you don't satisfy her criteria of discipline, attention, and togetherness, you're gone. Even if you're a headline-grabbing, stat-stuffing superstar, there are no exceptions. Hard effort, perseverance, and a team-first approach are the unchangeable cornerstones of White's culture. And don't believe that she's here to give players who don't put up their best effort a second opportunity or to be a coddle. Additionally, we didn't see any action from free agents like Erica Wheeler, Kelsey Mitchell, and others. One player, though, makes us wonder if she will even be on the team the next season. Nalyssa Smith posted a good comment regarding Stephanie White's hiring. Then we have Nalyssa Smith. Smith was regarded as one of the Fever's brightest rising stars not so long ago. But let's just say that her trajectory took a severe turn for the worse during the most recent season. The statistics provide all the information you require. Smith was once an important player, but now he is a massive question mark. She was no longer the force she had once claimed to be. Her impact vanished, and her scoring plummeted. This train wreck wasn't lost on the coaching staff either. She'd show off a little of her old genius one game. She would be a total non-factor the next. To see which version of Smith will appear was like tossing a coin. Additionally, they were left hanging when the Fever required consistent, transformative contributions. Discuss a liability, items in her arsenal. It takes her 17 seconds to wind up into a jump shot, which is her weakest shooting ability. She isn't particularly skilled at well. It's not necessarily her fault. The actual kicker? Observing the waste of all that untapped talent. Smith has all the gifts you could possibly want. She has demonstrated moments of being a dependable presence in the paint, is athletic, and can dominate the boards. The problem is that potential is useless if you can't maintain focus and provide steady energy. What about Stephanie White? The waiting game is over for her. Execution is what wins games, not hypothetical scenarios and hypothetical scenarios. Therefore, White believes that it is not only dangerous but also foolish to take a chance on someone who cannot be relied upon. It's an obvious message. Either you're a weight on them or you're raising the Fever to new heights. No, let's give her another try at this nonsense. There is no place for compromise. There is a significant risk. Having Stephanie White as your coach carries a significant risk because it indicates that you are not like Furthermore. White is making her warnings very evident rather than merely whispering them. You're out if you're not doing your share. Complete halt. Repeat underachievers are not given a second opportunity. Yes, it is harsh, but it is a much-needed wake-up call for the Fever, particularly with their youthful, dynamic core. With players like Aaliyah Boston and Caitlin Clark fueling the team's desire for success, White wants every player on the squad to be equally focused. No exclusions, no dead weight, and no passengers. Nalyssa Smith, too. She doesn't precisely fit the template with her erratic efforts, Houdini acting, and clutch moments. White is not amenable to anyone containing the Fever, and she isn't scared to make those harsh cuts if doing so will result in a better, more unified team. Smith began by quietly purging all references to Indiana Fever from her social media accounts. Basic things like unfollowing a few team accounts there and deleting a bio line here. But for the ever-hungry fan base and sports news hounds, these little digital gestures are like dropping tasty breadcrumbs in the world of professional sports. The sole issue is that, regrettably, clubs are not required to overpay for Satu because of the entire 2026 situation, which is essentially a fantastic reset. Like bloodhounds, the Fever faithful were on it right away, spotting the drama. A flurry of speculation broke out. Did Smith want to go out? Was the Fever over for her? It was the buzz of the town and sparked countless discussions on fan forums and sports blogs. Smith's online activity had descended into a mini crisis by the conclusion of that crazy week in July 2024, with followers analyzing every post, retweet, and emoji as if they were hints at a murder mystery with a basketball theme. However, the story didn't end with a few Instagram adjustments. Smith's posts, which were filled with annoyance and what appeared to be a lot of passive-aggressive insults, became even more significant. It was akin to a soap show on social media that directly contradicted everything Stephanie White was advocating: solidarity, optimism, and onward motion. Then in early August 2024, the mic drop moment arrived. Smith shared a post about feeling trapped, and it went viral, receiving thousands of likes and evoking equally as many emotions of astonishment and confusion. It was the least subtly expressed "I'm unhappy" post I've ever seen. It doesn't seem like a player would embrace White's ideal of happy cooperation and emotional stability. Rather, it was a blinking red neon sign that read, "I'm checked out." And it wasn't overlooked. It was yet another huge red flag for a coach like White, who doesn't mince words. In terms of communication between the Fever, the Desjardins, Carrington, and Nalyssa Smith scenario has simply made things a bit confusing. The TikTok video that converted this circus into a full-fledged controversy comes just when you thought the drama couldn't get any more intense. In late September, Dion Carrington, Nalyssa's girlfriend, stole center stage after sharing a video that left people speechless and their eyebrows raised. The film? The infamous eye poke incident from the Fever's playoff series versus the Connecticut Sun is being reenacted. Yes, the one where Caitlin Clark, the franchise's golden child, was hurt by Dion's long nails, whether on purpose or not. There they were, joking and laughing, Smith laughing along as if it were the funniest thing ever, and Carrington jokingly denying any wrongdoing. Supporters and critics not amused. Even as a joke, making fun of Caitlin Clark's injuries was like putting fuel on a fire because she is essentially the Fever's crown jewel. The entire Fever organization felt insulted, unappealing, and like they were being slapped in the face. Although the squad remained quiet in public, you can tell that a storm was building behind the scenes. You have a shithead named Desjardins. The problem lies in the fact that there is no other way to put it. However, the drama was not limited to the virtual environment. Instead, it spilled directly into the dressing room, transforming what ought to have been a place of concentration and friendship into a terrifying nightmare. Dion Carrington and Nalyssa Smith's relationship was no longer merely newsworthy. The whole Fever team had learned to rely on it as a constant source of distraction. Rumors of stress began to circulate in early September, and by October they were unavoidable. This video of WNBA duo Dejane, Carrington, and Nalyssa Smith is going viral. In 2020, while Dejane was a senior and Nalyssa was a junior at Baylor University, they began dating. The atmosphere in the locker room changed dramatically. It felt like a minefield when there should have been solidarity and resolve. Suddenly, teammates were carefully avoiding taking sides in discussions and saying anything that would start a new drama. To be honest, it was the kind of poisonous mess that no team striving for success should have to deal with. It was also embarrassing and uncomfortable. Well, you don't belong on the team anyhow, Lance said. Loving her or her girlfriend was not her contribution. And the blows continued. It was obvious that Nalyssa Smith was becoming more and more detached from the group. It seemed as though her passion in the Fever had vanished because she was frequently seen physically and emotionally absent from team events, glued to her phone. By the end of the season, her teammates weren't merely ignoring her actions. They were publicly doubting her dedication. Under Stephanie White's close supervision, there were rumors that she had skipped optional workouts in late October, which was definitely not acceptable. The stress permeated every aspect by November 2024, from the front office of the Fever to the stands at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. The company was under tremendous pressure from irate followers clamoring for change on social media. The Fever were a talented team, but let's face it, personal drama was taking center stage and driving the entire organization to its breaking point. It's safe to say that the Fever have some important decisions to make, and everyone is watching to see what happens next.